Hello, everyone. This is Duran's Healing, and welcome to tonight's Healing Circle. And for those of you who are new here, welcome to my channel where I provide weekly collective energy updates for the collective. And tonight I'm going to do something different, and this is all for full transparency. I provide cowrie shell divination. And for those of you who don't know what this is a ancient system where I utilized cowrie shells, crystals, stones, and other objects to pull the energies for the collective. But sometimes this system applied here has a vagueness to it. In its original context, it would be understood as if it's no problem. However, because I'm doing it in this paradigm, I'm doing it in a different way, I started to realize this vagueness may not be digestible to everyone. And I have incorporated some cards in the mist in hopes to condense it a little bit more, make it more digestible to the ear. And those of you who have registered and resonated with the original, I appreciate that, but I want to be able to reach people in a more effective and a precise way. So my spirit called me to do this. So thank you for taking this journey with me. I'm excited to see what more messages come out tonight with the cards alongside of the shells. But what I picked up on was an interruption. I don't know who this is or what this energy is, but anytime I began to start the reading or channel messages, I was interrupted from other priorities or something interfering. I don't know if anyone else resonates with this, and I'm interested to see what the messages has to say, because I was still able to push forward and create the healing circle for tonight. So if this message resonates, please be sure to like, please be sure to comment. I love to see how this message or the message resonates in your world. And the reason why I created this channel was, one, it's a part of my purpose. Two, having the responsibility to shine the light for those of you who are highly spiritual, to guide you along the path as I'm able to do so. And also the third thing, so you don't feel alone out here. It's easy to feel alone, but I'm here creating this healing circle so that you have some degree of resignation, somewhere you can register yourself so that you know that you're on the right path and you're not going crazy. So with that being said, let's get into the messages. And the message that's speaking the loudest has to do with the fact that you are indeed a healer. You are indeed a spiritual person with a great deal of leadership and responsibility in this lifetime. And your ancestral guides or your spiritual teams are bringing attention to that. Bringing attention to the particular wisdom that you carry, also having to do with your life's work and your life's mission, because you have a purpose here. And your work has to do with your role in the community, has to do with the people. Community is everything that you are and what you're about, because you are indeed a communal person. And these interactions with these energies, both young, old, indifferent or not, you play a very key role in their lives. And your work here is not solely about a 9-to-5. It's about a greater purpose, a higher mission, a spiritual responsibility that you have with the wisdom that you carry to share or deliver to the people around you. And this wisdom is very powerful. It's very deep. It comes with substance. And it has the ability and the capacity to trigger anyone that comes in connection with you. You may serve as an inspiration to some or as a villain to others. Not only just in platonic and day-to-day relationships. I can also see here that your wisdom is impacting your key relationships, your personal relationships. There is a partnership that you're in that is requiring you to organize yourself, requiring you to take action. This means that you need to make a decision about how this is going to go for you. This is, if you're taking a laissez-faire approach, if you're taking, I'm going to be nice, sometimes you can lean on the spirit as an excuse. You let the spirit have its way. You can't do that here. This requires you to make a decision. This requires your authority to make a firm decision on where you stand in this relationship. Whether you be in or out, whether you're going to allow your partner to go through their own experience and you step back. Whatever it is, it may show up in differently for everybody. But what I can see here is that a decision on where you stand is needed at this time now. Because it has to do with your personal healing. It has to do with your growth and development in the spiritual world. See, on one end, you can lean on your intuition. But on the other side of it, it requires you to be the author. It requires you to be the authoritative figure in this matter. You don't let kids just have their way. If they did, they would eat candy and play all day if they could, if you let them. Kids require parental figures with proper supervision. And this very analogy resonates with this relationship. It requires your attention and supervision and sound decision making in order for you to move along with your journey. And this may fog your vision, your insight, and your awareness, because taking this level of stand, taking this type of stand may not be something you've done before. It may not be something that you're comfortable with. Having boundaries, asserting your needs, your desires, your expectations comes with a degree of assertiveness. A warriorship that people don't subscribe to relationships. But you, being the healer that you are, cannot be in a sedentary space. You shouldn't be sedated in this process, because the energy will not allow you to do so. That's why the confusion that you may be experiencing at this time is on your plate, needing an answer, needing a decision from you, regardless of the other person's position. Let the cars fall where they may land. And you, being the healer that you are, should be able to move along. Move along okay, move along all right, because there's a higher calling for you. There's a higher energy awaiting you. However, you're stonewalled. And I can see that here because your obstacle is here. Next to your ring of interpersonal relationships, with the doll representing you face up in it, which suggests that you're starting to see the truth. You're starting to see the real deal of who you're with and the type of people that you're around. And that may be discomforting for you. People are not who you thought they were. People are not who you expected them to be. People are not showing up in your world as suitable for a healer like you. And as you continue to take ownership of your role, of your rightful place, of your rightful position, the truth will come to the light. And I can see that here. I'm going to pull some cards around these interpersonal relationships. Yeah, you're guessing. You're second guessing yourself. Because how could this be? But trust came up. The card of trust came up, which means that you should trust yourself. Trust that what you see is real. What you feel is real. Stop guessing your intuition. Because where you're located at is exactly where you need to be. And even if you go through some degree of travel, some degree of tribulation, it doesn't mean you're not worthy of what you're rightfully deserving of in terms of your relationships. But it requires you to take a chance. Take a chance on yourself. Give yourself the opportunity to benefit from the blessings that you're deserving of. And it may be very complicated. I pulled the card that says the Rubik's Cube. It may be very complicated. It comes with a lot of twists and turns. But trust yourself. Trust. Trust in your knowingness and your ability to get beyond these dimensional challenges. Because it has to do with location. That's another card that came up. And when I look at where you're located, you're in between the ancestral world and this paradigm. Let's see what the card says. And this may have been impacting you very seriously, on a very serious level. You may have done changes to your hair. You may have done changes to your body. Doing things to get rid of the complications that you're seeing. Because one thing is true, being a healer requires you to be a truth teller. You have to tell the truth. You have to say what you see, even if you don't like it. This is a requirement because you are picking up the energies from the other world as well. You're able to see beyond the physical, see into people in a way that others aren't able to do so. You can see when someone isn't right for you. You may want to make it work. You may be hanging on to friendships and people simply because of socialization, simply because of loyalty. But it requires you to get out of your head. To get out of your head about it. And to trust your gut, trust your spirit. Because this, where this energy is taking you, where this energy is in alignment to, is more about healing. It has everything to do with healing. Healing yourself, healing the people, healing the child within you. Getting past karmic cycles. Propelling you into a higher state of conscious, well beyond your imagination. Giving you a sense of mystery. People are wondering how you're doing it. People are wondering about how you're getting this frequency that you carry. Because it's in your style. It's in your knowledge. It's in your wisdom. It's in your ability to tap into the other world. Seeing into things comes with good and bad. And you're a carrier of all of it. Carrying a great deal of healing wisdom. Now I understand why I was interrupted. This message, I could see why this message was trying not to get out. Because once you do these things, those issues will not be on your plate anymore. Because once you know better, you do better. Whew. This is very powerful. This is very profound. And if this message has resonated with you, please be sure to like and subscribe. And I would also like to hear your comments, how this has shown up in your world below. and let me know if the cards made the message more clear for you. And I would like to shuffle the cards and to see what other energies I can pull on for the divine masculine and the divine energy and the divine feminine energy. I can hear you're powerful. Yeah. These cards are flying out, and I'm going to take the last 3 that fell. Oh, very, 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 very clear messages here. Carve out time to create. Solitude and not in alignment. This has everything to do with the fact that you need to clear out things that are not a part of who you are. Things, places, and people that are not in alignment with you. And take the proper responsibility with the power that you have to carve out time so that you can be in solitude with yourself, to hear the messages, to hear what it is that you need to do so that you can then take the proper steps. Take the steps that are needed for you to get where you need to be. And this is about preserving your spiritual energy. And not just about energetic preservation, but this is also about you taking ownership of who you are. And you doing the proper spiritual inventory and putting in place boundaries, putting in place barriers in order to protect that. Because your heart is loving. And you listen to that. You listen to your heart. However, because of your heart is loving, you may find yourself attracting people that can take advantage of that. Take advantage of the fact that you're a loving person. But you must protect your spiritual index. Because the type of healer that you are, you're holding an ancient index where you have the ability to decode ancient wisdom. And you have a responsibility to get that to the people. And if you allow your heart to be taken advantage of, allow yourself to be used by people who are not properly seeing you for who you truly are, you are not only doing a disservice to yourself, but you're also not allowing the message and the wisdom that you carry to properly reach the people. Period. And I'm going to close this reading out here. Wow, this is a very powerful message, a very powerful reading. And thank you all for joining my healing circle tonight.